What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Doc Holiday. We back. We back with another HBCU OverDrive live show. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you tap in on the stream. Make sure you like it, hit that share button, and hit that notification bell. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I told y'all I was going to have this guy right here coming in today. I said I was going to have him coming in today, so he supposed to came on the show on Wednesday with Noah Bouye. I can't get that name. I can't get that name messed up right there. But anyway, man, I'm gonna bring him in. I'm about to bring him in. Bruce Batman Mitchell. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show, man.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you. So let everybody know where you're from and what your position is right now.
I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
But I'm from I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. But I live here in Frisco, Texas, and I play defensive back, receiver, wherever you need me to play.
So in other words, you're an athlete.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. We can
All
hear
right,
you.
It might be because I think the Wi-Fi and stuff going out.
Oh yeah, it's Spectrum.
Yeah.
It's Spectrum and it's cold and it's windy outside, so y'all have to excuse me, man. But anyway, but other than that, you're an athlete first and foremost. That's what we got going on right now. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you right now. I can hear you now.
Okay. We're gonna get it going. Okay, man. So I have a question. What was your other schools that you looked into before you made your decision to Jackson State?
Say it one more time. You frozen.
I said, what was your other schools that you was looking into before you signed with Jackson State?
What'd you say?
What was your other schools that you signed that you were looking at before you signed with Jackson State?
Okay.
Just pick up the laptop.
Hold on.
No, you good.
Sorry about that. All right, I'm ready.
All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? All right.
Here we go.
So I was asking. So what other schools were you looking at before you made your initial decision to Jackson State?
Schools like SMU, Indiana for a little bit. I was actually committed to SFA for a while, and then I decommitted from there.
Okay.
And then, but to be honest with you, Jackson State is kind of always where I wanted to go ever since they offered me and ever since I came down for the spring game.
Okay.
Just the atmosphere, everything about it. I just loved all of it when I went down there. And I wanted to commit then, but I guess it just wasn't the right time. So.
Okay. I understand why you said it wasn't the right time because of everything that was going on with us having a coaching change and just a lot of stuff that was going on around this time for like the last month or so. But so now you have yourself and your friend, man. I interviewed him on Wednesday. Noah Bouye.
Oh my God.
And then you also got Tristan Sion that signed. So we got a couple of defensive players, Jackson State that is signed on to TC Taylor. So what kind of vibe did you get from Coach Taylor and Coach O? Because they were pretty much more in charge of the recruiting at the time. What type of vibe did you get from them?
I got a good vibe from both of them. They seem like pretty good people in my eyes. I've mostly talked to Coach O so far, but he's telling me that they're gonna take care of me and stuff. So, like, I believe him and I trust him, and I'm looking forward to getting down there and just like showing everybody what I can do, man.
Oh, that's good. Because I'm gonna tell you just like this. I'm not an athlete, but when I went to school there, it's always we always show love, and we always took care. We took care of people that was new to the school, that didn't too much know what was going on around at the school, but we made sure that the new people that came in was taken care of. So we basically like when I said, I texted you earlier, I said we one big family, and that's how we treat it. Yeah. So your what is your position is going to be when you come in for either the spring or in the summertime?
So I will be coming in the spring. My first day is actually January 4th.
Oh.
But yes, sir. I'm on the way in 2 weeks, man.
All right.
But I'll be playing DB. I don't know what DB position I'll be playing yet, but like I said, I can play anywhere, man. So I'm just looking forward to, like I said, I'm looking forward to showing the coaches what I can do. I'm looking forward to meeting the new DB coach, whoever that's going to be. I can't wait till they announce that. And then, yeah, man, I'm hyped, man. I'm excited for this opportunity.
I understand, man, because I know I hit you up. Was it like Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, go make sure you get admitted, and then get your, make sure you get your room, your dorm room and everything, so you get that taken care of, because you don't want to go down there, but you don't want to do anything behind the 8, and you way behind the 8 ball. Then you'll be playing catch up for the foreseeable future. But we do on my channel, I do have I have a couple of moderators. One is Miss Veronica Hill. She is Jackson State alum. Myself, I have my favorite person in the world coming in right now, Mr. Ford. He is my HBCU historian. He'll ask you some questions too, because he wants to know about certain things, how you are. Mr. Ford, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So I got another signee, this Mr. Bruce Mitchell.
Yeah, Mr. Mitchell, congratulations. You signed with a great university. You're gonna be at a lot of big games now. The world's gonna know your name.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah. Now tell me about your intangibles. Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot, 185. And 4'5".
Okay. And you pump 225 how many times?
Twice. I can do it twice right now. I'm looking to get that up and developing within the system.
Okay. Now, what's your time in the 100?
Right now I run a 10.9.
Okay, and what's your time in the 200?
I've never really ran it without it being a relay, so I can't really give you a real time.
Right. And so tell me about your major. What do you want to study?
I want to be an English major.
Oh, yeah. Listen, my roommate was an English major. He's a lawyer up in Chicago right now.
Really?
That's a great major.
Yes, sir. I want to be an author.
I was a mass comm major when I got to Jackson with a minor in English.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a history major. You know that.
Yeah, then I switched. Then the crazy thing, I switched to history when I got, when I left and I came back to Jackson. So I switched over to history.
Yeah, I was a history major. Yeah, my roommate is He's a city attorney for the city of Chicago. He's one of them that would love for y'all to come and play somebody in Chicago. He's gone to several games. He saw Grambling play Clark, Atlanta up there, and then he went to he told me Hampton came to Chicago and played. Was it Howard? I think. Yeah, I think he told me Howard and Hampton came a couple of years back, or maybe 3 years back.
So yeah, man, you're not gonna be alone, man. I know you've been doing a whole bunch of recruiting since you signed on Wednesday. So that's good because I want y'all to understand this. I watched Lone Star, which is on the edge, like I said, is between Prosper, on the edge of Prosper and Little M, north in Frisco. I watched them play. Y'all play in a tough district because it's numbers Frisco schools in your district.
13 of them. 13
schools. They just opened another school up, Panther Creek, that's in they for a division.
You cutting out again, man.
To play,
yeah, Doc, you're cutting out. Can you?
Cutting out.
Yeah, it's like you're dragging.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, you better now. Yeah.
Spectrum.
Yeah, you good.
Spectrum.
Well, I think I'm Infinity and mine's acting up.
Mine is too, man. I'm AT&T.
Yeah.
Spectrum is terrible, but I watched.
Yeah.
I watched y'all play, and y'all that. When I say Mr. Ford, Coach Rayburn over at Frisco at Lone Star, he's more of a y'all play man all the time, and it was like watching them play like they was Jackson State. How Dennis Berman used to play defense on the corners, and y'all on the island is like. They couldn't really do too much. The other team couldn't do too much. They couldn't really do anything. And and I'm surprised that usually when you see Lone Star, y'all usually go further in the playoffs. And I think y'all went out in the second round, right?
Yeah. We had a lot of other stuff going on with injuries and stuff this year, but I mean, we definitely wish we could have made it farther, but I mean, first week of the season, our starting quarterback went down for the season, so
man,
we had to move our starting safety to quarterback.
Ooh.
Let me ask you now, who do you pattern yourself after? What corner you gonna remind me of?
Oh man, I don't know if y'all gonna like this one, man.
Go ahead,
Dion, man.
Woo!
Hey,
not prime time. Not prime time.
Coach, prime as when we talking about prime time, as far as in lockdown.
Oh, listen, I saw
sir.
prime time when he was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, he was at Fort Myers. He was actually drafted out of high school for baseball by the Kansas City Royals.
I knew that. I actually knew that.
Yeah. I was telling somebody the other day, he was not the fastest guy at Florida State, as a lot of people have been led to believe. It was a guy named Sammy Smith, but Sammy went to prison. That's why a lot of people didn't know about him.
Wow.
But, Sammy went to prison. But Sammy was the fastest guy on Florida State's campus while Dion was there. Yeah. But he was, listen, do you know, I live in Atlanta, so, I remember when he got here, he was, it was like a movie star came to town. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you said that you was committed to SFA, and I'll let you know I had a chance to go to SFA also during my little downtime. What just made you just decommit from SFA and then just open your recruiting all back up?
Well, it was more like I kind of just felt like because first of all, I graduated this week, obviously, and I couldn't go early, so it wasn't like the best situation for me because I didn't want to sit at home for 6 months and just stay here and not be in school. So I feel like the best decision for me, and the decision that me and my family made was, it was time for me to decommit and explore other options.
Okay.
That's basically why. And then like I said, I always wanted to go to Jackson State. Jackson State's always been in my top 5 schools. Even they probably been in my top 2 since, like I said, since I visited.
Right. Right.
So
we got you got a lot of people in the chat right now. They congratulate you to come, signing with Jackson State. And
that's a great opportunity.
And thank y'all so much. Y'all don't know how much that, like, this is a dream. This has been a dream come true for me, man. It's been a heck of a week.
And it's funny, y'all, because I texted them on Tuesday, and I woke up Wednesday morning, and I looked. I was like, I hope he didn't sign nowhere else. I said, I hope he didn't sign nowhere else. I was like, I done told him everything about the school. Because I can't do you have to, when you're doing stuff like that, you can't do it out in the open on Twitter, because you don't want him getting in trouble. So I had to DM in on Twitter and let him know what's up. And then I woke up that morning, Wednesday morning, I was like, oh man, my boy signed with Jackson State. Let's go.
Man, I'll be honest with you. When you was texting me, I was already committed.
You was already committed.
I was just waiting on my edit, man. I was gonna post it after I signed, and after I got through, after everything happened, I got through signing and stuff. I looked on Twitter, it was already an edit made for me. I was like, man, I love Jackson State, man.
My mom is in the chat right now. She told you the congratulations, man. Cause
thank you so much.
I would tell her, when she 25 years ago, when I was at Jackson, when I graduated high school, my mom sent me straight to Jackson like a week after I graduated high school. I was pretty much in your shoes. A week after I graduated high school, my uncle, my aunt, and my stepfather, we all jumped in a van and drove to Jackson to drop me off for summer school. When you had in fact, somebody, Miss Veronica just asked me. She asked me, how did you feel about the game atmosphere when you had visited because I know you came for the spring game. Yeah. But did you come for homecoming also?
I wanted to, man, but I didn't get the chance to come this year. Okay. Thankfully, I'll be actually playing a homecoming game next year, which is gonna be insane. But the atmosphere was like no other. Like, they had, the craziest thing to me was they had the band playing at the spring game. Like, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before, and it was so crunk.
Yeah, and it was televised. Yeah. Huh? I said, and it was televised.
Yeah, it was televised too. Like, everybody was live. It felt like a real game.
I think, didn't Troy Aikman come?
I didn't see.
Troy Aikman came for the spring season.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it was just crazy, man. That's when I kind of knew, I was like, this is where I want to be. Everybody was already like telling me, thank you for being here. Like, I just felt like I was already a part of the family. And the coaching staff, like, they treated me like a king while I was there, and I loved it, man.
Listen, I want you to do me a favor now. I got 3 names I want you to put in your YouTube. The first one is Lim Barney. He was a defensive back. When I was a kid, he was one of the best man-on-man coverage people in the NFL.
Okay.
The other one was a guy, played with Walter Payton. He was one of my favorites. His name was Vernon Perry. He played for the Houston Oilers. And when I was I'm a graduate of Grambling. When I was at Grambling, they had a guy named Kevin Dent. He reminded me of Michael Downs. Michael Downs played for the Dallas Cowboys. If you get a chance, you put them in your YouTube now. It's Lim Barney, Vernon Perry, and the last one, his name is Kevin Dent. I think he's in the College Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah, but check them out, man. They were DBs from Jackson State back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to go look them up.
Yeah, look them up, brother. Lim Barney, it's kind of like a secret. Lim Barney was best friends with Marvin Gaye. A lot of people don't know that, but they were best friends.
Wow.
They went.
That's crazy.
Marvin Gaye was a singer out of Motown. Barry Gordon, that crew, the Supremes, the Temptations. Well, he
Yeah.
was a vocalist, but he and Lim Barney would get up very early in the morning and go and run around Detroit. I mean, for miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got my guy Blue from the Blue Bloods.
Hey,
He's in
Blue.
the chat.
Man, that's my guy.
He's in the chat. He said you made a great decision. Shout out to you, man.
Thank you, man.
Blue is a, you know what I'm saying, a good contributor to my channel. Even, you know, I know I tell you it's small, but it take a village to build this whole thing. This the way this is how we gonna do, especially when February comes. Whoever signs in February to Jackson State, this is how it's gonna be. It's gonna be more like a family atmosphere, and then like when the summertime gone, we're gonna get down to business because we got some stuff to talk about. So now there's another question that was on here. They asked, did you watch any games this season? JSU games this season?
Oh, I watched plenty of games. I watched a game versus Alcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Travis had a pretty good game that game, and then I watched the last game, and I was heartbroken at how they lost.
Oh yeah, the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I watched the Celebration Bowl. I didn't get a chance to watch the SWAC championship game, but I watched the Celebration Bowl. I saw how hard they fought for that win, to try to get that win, man. I wish I was out there with them, to be honest with you.
All right. Oh yeah, man. It's a lot of games you're gonna see. So I know the first game is going to be the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So it's going to be a rematch.
Yeah, that's here in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, my dad was talking to me about this this morning, actually.
Listen, anytime Jackson comes to the MEAC SWAC Challenge, they always sell it out. Mm-hmm. The last time they came for the MEAC SWAC Challenge, they came up here against Bethune-Cookman. That was John Hendricks' first year. That was a sellout, you know. Yeah. Jackson packed the place, man, because it only holds like 26,000.
Somebody asked, are you playing in the U.S. All-American game?
I played in the U.S. Army All-American game. It was last week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I seen it. I seen it. It was on AJ Green's. He had it on.
Yeah, it was. It was on AJ Green's channel.
So was you on the team? Were you on the black team or was you on the?
Man, I was on the white team, man.
Oh yeah, because they threw like 4 interceptions. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Man, every drive, man.
I was trying to figure out what was going on, man. Like, what's going on? Like, why you throwing the ball? You throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. But
I was like, Jesus, every time we hit the bench, I just seen another interception, man.
So yeah, my friend, she loves D. Miss Timona. She asked, where did you get your nickname from?
My nickname, it's been with me for a while. It kind of started off in like the 7th grade. I had mossed somebody in the back of the end zone. They start calling me Touchdown Batman, which is my Twitter handle. It really just comes from like so you know how Batman's first name is Bruce?
Yeah.
So my first name was Bruce too. So it just ties together that way, I would say. And then everybody just been calling me that since the 7th grade. It's kind of just stuck with me over the years. I used to have it on the back of my jersey back when I was in middle school.
Yeah, okay. So people that's saying you're rolling for a spring. Yeah, he's going to be there in spring. So he said he's going to be there in 2 weeks, January the 4th. He's going to be probably going to be in Dixon Hall.
I don't even know what that. I don't know what that is.
That's a dorm. That's a dorm.
It's a dorm.
If you ever seen it, you know is literally across the street from the basketball arena.
Okay.
But you'll know that dorm right there. Mr. Campbell, his majors is English. So everybody's tuning in. Everybody's coming and tuning in. So they must have seen everybody seeing my message from Twitter. and I do broadcast live from on Facebook Live too. So it's on all platforms.
I can see the chat now.
Yeah, it's on.
I was number 6 on the white team in the All-American game.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. We're gonna do some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So who do you listen to pregame, like to get yourself going?
Pregame. It's a little bit of everything, man. It's a little bit of everything. It's a lot of Lil Baby on there.
Okay.
It's a lot of Drake on there.
All right.
Yep. It's a lot of who else will be on there, man? It's a lot of J. Cole on there too. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, nobody don't talk about J. Cole like that.
And J. Cole has bars.
Nobody don't talk, man. I'm a J. Cole fan to the heart, y'all. Let's see.
Yep.
Raising Cane's.
Loved it.
Or Chick-fil-A.
A lot of people, I would just say this. A lot of people don't think Cane's is good without the sauce. But you could argue the same thing for Chick-fil-A.
That's true. That's true.
So, with that being said, I'm going to have to say Cane's, man. It's probably not the popular answer, but I'm going to have to say Cane's. If you ask me where I want to go to, whether I want to go to Cane's or Chick-fil-A, I'm going to say Cane's every time.
Now, everybody in my chat gonna know this. They either went to Jackson State or they're from Jackson. And Mr. Kevin, you gonna know it too. When you get down there, you need to go to this spot. It's on Dalton Street. It's right behind the school. It's called Stamps Super Burger. Gotta get you one.
Okay, Stamps. Okay.
Stamps. You gotta
let me ask you this, Doc. That was a guy that came to the Falcon from Jackson State. His name was Sylvester Stamps. Was he related to the Stamps family down there with the business?
I don't know. I have to ask Mr. Campbell on that one.
Yeah, he was a little running back. He came to the Falcons for a year or two. His name was Sylvester Stamps, and he came from Jackson State. Yeah, he was. I'm trying to think. That was in the 80s. I think it was in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, but his name was Sylvester Stamps. He was small, but he was real fast, and then he was really good out of the backfield at catching the football. But his name was Sylvester Stamps. He was Jackson State.
Okay. But yeah, man, it said that's a different group of Stamps right there.
Okay, it's a different group. Okay. But so somebody did remember him, huh?
Yep. So my guy said, Aaron Sanders, he said you got
That's my guy right there, man. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But Batman and Swag.
Yeah, hey, merch is on the way, man.
Make sure y'all get that merch. Make sure you get that merch and everything like that.
We're working on it right now, man.
Oh man. So tell me about your parents, man. And what decision that they had made with how do they feel about the decision that you made?
Oh, they're excited for me, man. Like I said, we do everything as a family, man. So without them, I would not. There's no way I'd be here. I'm blessed to live in a 2-parent household as a Black kid. I feel like that's very important. Yeah, man, we do everything as a family. Like we watch movies together. We go to movies together. They're so supportive of me, and like I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be where I am without them today.
Okay, that's good, man. That's good. In fact, I tell everybody, I ain't gonna tell no secret because I'm gonna tell it right now. I don't care what anybody say. Me and my wife is trying to send our son to Jackson State.
Yeah.
We've already get you know, application for admissions, transcript, we sent all that stuff down there. Like, I want him to go there. And then it's so crazy. I want my second daughter.
Yep.
She's always in California. I want her to go there. So we try to. So the whole thing is, I'm trying to get all my kids, you know what I'm saying, down there. I even get my 7-year-old daughter. I don't care, when you turn 18, you're going to Mississippi.
You go.
Because both of my parents are also HBCU grads. They both UAPB.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff.
Yeah. They just got a new coach. They got them a new coach.
They did just get a new coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hampton, I think. Is it Hampton?
Alonzo Hampton.
Alonzo Hampton, yeah.
Yeah, he came from Louisiana Monroe. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he gonna be on it. But man, who else on Twitter have you recruited that's from the DSW area to come to Jackson State to look at Jackson State?
Right now I'm working on a quarterback. I'm working on the quarterback at Westfield right now.
Oh yeah. Presley Hatter.
Yep, working on.
I seen him play. That was they played. Was it DeSoto?
Duncanville.
Yes, it was Duncanville.
He can play.
He can. Yes,
he can play.
Mr. Ford. Presley Hatter from Westfield High School. That's the same high school Ed Oliver went to.
Whoa! So he's Houston.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Ed is Buffalo Bills, isn't he?
Yeah. He dual threat. He's dual threat quarterback. What I'm talking about, he could spin it and run it at the same time.
Whoa.
Yeah. He got something going on. He got something going on.
Right.
And I know Bruce, you're gonna meet most of the signees coming up in the spring, since all of y'all signed in the spring, and I know most of them are gonna come into the school in January. Who are you really looking forward to meeting up with when you get to school and trying to form some sort of bond and friendship with when y'all get there?
Besides me and Noah, obviously, I definitely want to get under the wing of Seven.
Okay.
He's definitely one of the people I want to get to know a little bit, and then my freshman DB, Tristan, definitely him, and then that's all I can think of out the top of my head right now. But definitely Seven, man. Like he's played at a really high Pac-12 level, man. I definitely want to know what that was like, because like, man, that's crazy. Oregon.
Yeah, it is crazy. I'm gonna tell you this though. Even though you went for the spring game.
Yep.
First home game, and I promise you, and everybody in the chat gonna tell you, first home game for TC is gonna be packed.
Really?
It's gonna be packed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise you, I've been in that stadium plenty of times where we play Southern. We play Southern University. It's packed from the one corner of the stands, go all the way around the horseshoe, and packed to the other corner of the stands. I tell people, that's how Jackson State gets down.
Yeah, you averaged 42,000 this year, didn't you?
We averaged 42,000.
Yeah.
It could have been more than that, though.
I think you averaged more fans than the University of Arizona, Vanderbilt, and a whole lot of Power 5.
60,006. Wow.
Yeah,
60,
I know it's
I'm telling you, 60,000. It's like my boy Mike Reed would say, 60,000 pom-poms waving in unison.
Man, I can't wait to be a part of it, man.
Oh yeah.
When you see the band come in, when they play Get Ready, it's gonna send a chill down. It's gonna send that chill, and when you hear it, like you know, you're gonna be locked in. But when you hear it, it's just gonna come just like that.
Can't wait to be a part of it, man. This is like, I say this all the time, man, but like this is just such a blessing.
Hey, you need to tell him about he's got to go to Miami, Florida. His first game.
Oh yeah. Your
go to
second game of
Miami.
the season is in Miami.
That's right.
Against Florida A&M.
That's in the stadium that houses the Dolphins, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and he's got to fly over to Miami, and
Yeah, you gotta
he's going to play in an NFL stadium.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the first game or second game?
That's the second game.
Second
First
game.
game is the Me at Swag Challenge. Second
So
game.
he'll come to Atlanta. So he'll do 2 major cities. He'll fly to Atlanta, and the next week he flies to Miami.
Yep. And usually we would have played in Memphis, but we backed out of the Southern Heritage Classic. That would have been our third game of the season against Tennessee State. But I think we got we'll be back in Texas. We played Texas State the third game of the season.
Whoa.
State.
Now that's what Texas State is that? San Antonio?
San
What city? San Marcos. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, your first three games is going. The first 3 games of the season is gonna be remarkable for you. Just do not get starry-eyed, because remember, you got a job to do.
That's right.
You got a job to do. So you're gonna have fun. You're gonna learn from a good coach. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you just like this with TC. TC came in the same high school graduating class. So when he was, he hung out with the football team, but he was just that humble, he was humble. So when he first came to Jackson, he has TC has high expectations.
Yes, he does.
Anything that he does, he has high expectations. He don't settle for less.
Yeah. TC's team is the only team from the MEAC that lost the Celebration Bowl. He was offensive coordinator at North Carolina Central. Jerry Mack was the head coach. They're the only team that year. They're the only team that ever MEAC team that lost the
Celebration Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah, they lost to the Grambling.
It was called the Celebration Penalty Bowl. Yeah, that's right. The guy threw up the hooks. He wanted everybody to know he was Omega Psi. Yeah. And he got a taunting. I think he got a taunting or something. And they pushed him back. He got a taunting penalty. They pushed the field goal back, the extra point back. They missed it. Yeah, that was Devontae Kincaid's first Celebration Bowl. The second one for him was North Carolina A&T. Yeah. So yeah, you when you come out here, when you get out to Jackson, man, it's gonna be you gonna, I promise you're gonna love it. And with forget about what people say about Jackson, about what's going on, crime and stuff like that, because like I tell people, we tell everybody, crime happen everywhere. Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the water and stuff like that. Block that out, because I mean, you dare to get your education, you dare to play ball. And that, those are the main things you need to, those are the main things you need to focus on. You know what I'm saying? Getting your education and playing ball. You're gonna get you a great education from a great university, and you're gonna play on one of the most storied HBCU football teams in history. We are a blue blood in the sweat. You got 4 Hall of Famers from that school. Yep. NFL Hall of Famers.
Yes, sir.
And you should have Harold Jackson and Jimmy Smith in there.
Yep.
And don't forget Willie Richardson.
Willie Richardson. Yep.
Willie Richardson.
Yep.
One day they're gonna say Bruce Mitchell Hall of Fame.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go, baby.
I like this kid right here. I love him. We gonna look. I'm gonna tell you just like this, Bruce. I'm in Irving. I live in Irving, right? So So I'm not that far. I used to
Texas?
work at Frisco over I used to work at Stonebriar. I work for Lids. I used to work at Stonebriar in Frisco. And
I probably didn't see you before then.
I probably you probably had I had long if you seen me before, I had longer hair. I had long dreads.
Okay.
So if you probably seen me before, I probably put you on, say, let's go to Jackson State. but we probably gonna have to get together and we could probably do a more in-depth interview, man. And I could film it and stuff because I want to, like I said, I want people to know who you are. And I'll probably do the same thing with Noah, because I talked to his pops on Wednesday, and he's real cool and everything. So yeah, man, I set that up. It'll probably be before you go to Jackson, and probably be like maybe next week or so. It all depends.
Let me know, man. I'll talk to my parents and we can get that done.
All right, man. Hey, let everybody know where they can find you at and plug you in.
Yes, sir. Hey, if y'all got any question for me, Jackson State fans, hit me on Instagram at Brew5Brew. I'll try to see if I can leave it in the chat for y'all. Brew5Brew IG, and then on Twitter, it's gonna be at Touchdown Batman. Like I said, if you got any questions for me, or if you just wanna, tap in with me, say what's up, I'll respond to everybody, man, for real.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Y'all hear it, man. Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. So I'll just put it in. Boom. That's because I see your private. You put it in a private chat, so Twitter. I'm putting it on. I put it in everything in on the in the chat, so everybody know. Mostly everybody on here probably do have you on your All right. So we got him plugged in. If you don't know, if you haven't seen it, boom, that's his Twitter handle right there. And this is his IG handle right here. Man, I promise you, dog. I think this is one of the best interviews I've had since I started this channel.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some good interviews, but you're probably one of the, as far as players go, you're probably one of the best interviews I've had.
I appreciate that, man.
You and Noah.
I appreciate that, man. I come with a lot of energy, man.
Oh yeah, see, that's what we need down there in Jackson.
Yeah. I come with a lot of energy, man.
That's what we need, man. But thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. If you want to come back on the channel, just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. You message me on Twitter. We can go on from there. And then when you get down there to Jackson, if you and Tristan and everybody, all the signees want to get on the show, man, just let me know and we could get that set up.
Bet.
All right now. You have a good one, bro.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. How you like that, Mr. Ford?
Oh yeah, he's gonna do well at Jackson. He's gonna do well at Jackson.
People in the chat, what y'all think about Bruce Mitchell? Y'all, what y'all think about him? What do y'all think about him?
Let me ask you this,
yes,
Doc. How many players does Jackson State take to Miami? Do they take 60 or 50 or what? How many do they take? How many is on that traveling squad?
I think it takes 60, 63. I think they take the I'm about to have to ask I have to ask Ken Clark because he probably would know more.
Because I hope he makes that trip to Miami. I want him to see Miami.
Oh yeah. That's going.
Florida A&M had a show called it was Chris Paul or somebody was executive producer, and they were showing everything that they experienced in Miami. It was awesome, man. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, this was last year. When was that, Mr. Campbell? Was it last year? Chris Paul had a series with Florida A&M's football team,
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I
Oh
think I
man,
know
it
what
was
you're talking
awesome.
about.
It was on ESPN Plus, I think.
Okay.
But they were showing you everything that the city of Miami did for Jackson State and for FAM. I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
awesome, man. They flew them in. I mean, they were living in 5-star hotels on the beach.
Oh
It was just
yeah.
awesome. It was like a bowl game.
Mm.
Yeah. So I hope this young man gets a chance to make that trip.
So I'm gonna tell you about this Preston Hatter called PJ Hatter. That's the one
Uh-huh.
that's Westfield, Spring Westfield in Houston.
Right.
He passed for 4,020
Woo.
yards and had 55 touchdowns in the air. And then he rushed for another 820 yards and another 11 touchdowns on the ground.
Now, what's the name again? Let me write that down. What's the name?
Preston Hatter.
Preston Hatter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did they win the state championship?
They lost in the region semis against Duncanville.
Okay. So who else is recruiting this young man?
Last time I seen the picture he had went to Southwestern Assemblies of God University. That's
Uh-huh.
in Waxahachie.
Okay.
Greg Ellis is the head coach over there.
The Greg Ellis, that was the Dallas Cowboy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was a defensive end from North Carolina somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Yes, sir. He's the head coach over there.
And what kind of size we talking about?
He's 6 foot. I think he's like 6 foot 180, 190, 6'2", 190 dual threat. He was the district MVP and he got all district honors in academics.
So when are you gonna email Coach O and TC about him?
I think they already. I think they probably sent something to him already.
Okay. Well, listen, let me tell you this, Doc. I read into a story today. I thought it was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I got some people. I got some friends up in Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
And they were telling me today that the people in Myrtle Beach are real mad about Jamie Chadwell leaving.
Oh man.
Yeah, and here's the situation. His base salary was $800,000. The Myrtle Beach Merchants was throwing in $200,000. He was at $1 million, and then if he had a really good season, the bonuses would kick in. He could get probably $1.5 million, right, or maybe $2 million. Liberty comes in and gives him $4 million base. And they hated to lose him because the people that really like Jamie Chadwell, because I'm like them too. I think he's a rising star. I don't think he'll be at Liberty long, because when I visited, I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful beach up there. Listen, all y'all in the chat, if you get a chance now, go to Myrtle Beach. It's awesome. You got North Myrtle, and then you got it's awesome.
Oh, somebody said that JSU already offered Preston Hatter.
Oh, they did offer him?
Mm-hmm.
I hope they can get him. But anyway, the people up at Myrtle of Real sad. They did get a new coach. They got the offensive coordinator from North Carolina State. I want to say his name is Tim Beck or something like that. Yeah. But the people were and they were very salty up there about they didn't want to lose Jamie Chadwell. But he's gone to Liberty. Now, the thing about Liberty is, that's the largest university in America. They're putting a lot of money in sports, especially football. And so that's why they can get, to show you how big this thing is, he's getting $4 million, right, at Liberty.
Right.
Georgia Tech just signed their new coach at a base salary of $3 million. So we talking about up and coming and then a Power 5. So he's making more at an up and coming than the coach at Georgia Tech.
You know what I'm looking at? I've been looking at this on my Twitter feed. Jackson State has been going JUCO heavy right now. I've seen them offer a couple of kids from Independence Community College from out of Kansas.
Oh, it's some good kids out there. That Independence, and the other one is called Hutchinson.
Yeah.
They got good football and good basketball. Now there's another one called Garden City.
Garden City, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see,
So,
you know the thing now with this transfer portal, it's forcing more kids to have to go Division II and forcing more kids to go junior college. You got some
right,
outstanding athletes right now in the junior colleges and at these Division II schools.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking at a lot of kids like if you want, and I'm gonna tell you just like this for high school kids, if you haven't gotten offered, if you haven't gotten an offer yet from a G5, a P5, or even somewhere in the FCS, even the HBCU, don't hesitate to take your talents to a JUCO. Because why? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some reasons why. One, you're gonna play probably your first year. You're probably gonna play your first year when you get there, because JUCO ain't nothing but a revolving door of people that's coming from Power Five, Group of Five, to try to get themselves back up to get to get back to a Power Five level. You're gonna play. You're gonna play a tremendous bit in your 2 years. You'll get all your core class, majority of your core classes out of the way. And then when you finish that, you're gonna come out with a degree. You're gonna come out with an associate's degree. See, most people don't understand, most kids don't understand that. You like when you come out with that associate's degree and you get it to whatever school you want to get to, you already ahead, you're already ahead of the curve. And all you got to do is just wait either a year and a half, 2 years, or however you want to get it, however fast you want to get your degree. You'll be ahead of the curve from everybody else. So don't look down on it. Don't look down on it. Take that, take that chance. And I've seen a lot of kids that said they was Power 5, but they ended up going to a JUCO. I lived in Corsicana. I was down there by Navarro at Navarro College, and I seen a lot of kids come through there, and they played at Navarro for 2 years, and the next thing you know, the next fall, they somewhere in the G5 or a Power 5 school.
Hey,
So,
Mr. Michael Campbell said, Mr. Ford, Liberty in Virginia. Yeah, I think is it Blackbird, Virginia, or Blackville?
Lynchburg.
Lynchburg, that's right. Lynchburg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and transfer portal, kids can leave after a good season, after one good season. But I always say, man, just if you're going into the portal, make sure you're getting that. Make sure you're getting that advice, like that actual good advice from your people, because they just telling you, well, you're not starting, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Well, you need to transfer, so because you better than. There's 100 kids on the team that say they better than the next person. I mean, it's just the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, you're gonna have some Division II schools looking like FCS schools because of that portal.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen.
And if you don't understand, even like you said, Benedict was one, because they was 1-9 2 years ago,
and they had a big offensive line. I saw them.
Yeah, they went 5-5 the first year, and then last season they just went 11-1. This past season they just went 11-1.
And if Chinnisberry stays at Benedict, they'll probably go 11-0 again.
You got a school like Bowie State. Damon Wilson took them into the 3rd or 4th round of the D2 playoffs.
Yeah,
and
he did.
He got his comeuppance to go to Morgan State. And look what he did at Morgan State with no recruiting class that he didn't have, because he came in during the summertime.
You wait till next year.
He had Morgan State has done a tremendous job, and they
Yeah.
did the main thing that everybody else on the East Coast, that as HBCU East Coast football does. They beat up their offensive and defensive line, mainly their offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah. They got some good coaches, good head coaches in that MEAC now. That's you got Trey, you got Buddy Pugh, you got
Yep.
Dawson Odoms, you got
Mhm.
Scott. Now you got Lee
Yep.
Hall up at Delaware State. They got
Delaware
some good
State.
football coaches.
Yep. And so that excuse me, that MEAC, you gotta that MEAC is trying to get stronger. That MEAC gets stronger. And don't trip on about what happened with Dawson Odoms. Yes, they had a down season this past season, but still don't underestimate Dawson Odoms because
Yeah, I'm telling you.
because of the fact Dawson Odoms can actually recruit.
Listen, I bet you Southern people tell you they're missing him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They should have ran him off in the first place. I don't care if his contract was up. They ran him out. They didn't want him there. He's not a Southern person. He's not a Southern guy.
They missing him now.
But Pete Richardson wasn't a Southern guy.
No. He came from
North Carolina, from Winston-Salem, right?
Yeah, Winston-Salem. He's actually from Ohio. He went to Dayton. He coached Johnny Cole and had a brother named L.C. Cole. They were from Dunbar High School, Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, both of them head coaches.
Yeah,
One at Texas Southern.
Johnny is the last coach at Texas
State.
Southern. Johnny is the last coach at Texas Southern to win the conference, to win the SWAC. They just ran him off right after he won it.
They gave him a season.
Huh?
Yeah. He was the last head coach that had to win the season for Texas Southern.
Yeah, and he's the last one to win. He won the SWAC championship.
Blue said Lee Hall was the most underrated hire of the.
Yeah, he was at Morgan State. He left Morgan to go with the Indianapolis Colts. He's a Holy Cross graduate. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He was the offensive coordinator at Howard this year.
And see, well, he said MEAC would come down to North Carolina Central and Morgan State, but I think Delaware State could be a factor in year 2 under Hull.
Yeah. Well, now I'm gonna tell you that. Listen, you can't talk about the MEAC and leave Buddy Pugh and South Carolina State out. Now they fired the offensive coordinator, so if they get a good person in, them Bulldogs coming back. That's a blue blood. Them Bulldogs are coming back.
Right. He said Hull led Morgan State to the now FCS playoffs. Let that sink in. Woo.
Yeah, he did. They had a tie. The tie was between Morgan State, North Carolina A&T, and North Carolina Central. And they chose Morgan State to go to the playoffs. We didn't have the Celebration Bowl at that time.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I remember when he was there.
Tyrone Wheatley. Only thing about Tyrone Wheatley, he didn't leave a lot of talent. Tyrone Wheatley left a mess at Morgan State.
Well, he blaming the president and all that because he just did a big article. He's blaming the president.
He left a bunch of mess at Morgan State. And
he's back in Denver. Where's he at? In Denver?
Yeah.
I think he's a running back coach, right?
Running back coach in Denver.
In Denver, yeah.
I'm gonna say something too. Howard has been doing a boatload of recruiting.
They have.
High school high school and JUCO. They probably got some that came out of the portal, but most of it is high school and JUCO. They're not.
So you said Howard is recruiting for? I was thinking Howard didn't do JUCOs. They are doing JUCOs now.
They got to.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You got to, because that program, you need that program, especially since you co-champs, even though you have to lose a record.
But they had a winning record in the MEAC, I think.
Yeah, we had a winning record in the MEAC, but still overall losing record. But you were co-champs in the MEAC. You got to take that next step. Yeah, I think Larry will get him there. Larry was on the staff at University of Miami. He was on the staff at University of Tennessee. Larry knows Florida. I've always said it's over 21 million people in the state of Florida. There's enough athletes down there for everybody. He's going to bring them kids out of Florida to Howard. Right. I think he'll get it done, but I'm just telling you, see, you're dealing with Trey Oliver. You got to deal with Buddy Pugh. These people, these are giants. That boy, I'm not that boy, but that guy Trey Oliver now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he coming back. I think he gonna repeat. I think especially if the teams, most of the teams stay intact. I know. That's what I'm saying. I think he's coming back. That's leaving out to go to the league. But if he and Davis Richard, number 11. Oh yeah, he'll be back. They can win it again with him. The thing I want to ask about is D2, and I know people don't ask about these schools like Central State. That's SIAC. They just got their program back not too long ago. Yeah, Porter, Kevin Porter is the head coach up there. He went to Auburn, and I think he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. Yeah, see, when I was in college, they were in the beginning of the glory days with a guy named Billy Joe. But they were NAIA. They dominated black college football from about the early 80s until Billy Joe left Central State and went to Florida A&M. And the program kind of fell in. But when Billy Joe was at Central State, he had the whole HBCU world shook up. And he was putting people in the program. Remember the big offensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, Michael Irvin? What was that? He was from Central State. Eric Williams. That's right. They had one boy named Vince Buck. I'm trying to think, was Vince New Orleans? Hugh Douglas was at Philadelphia. All them guys played for Billy Joe. Yep. So, I remember one year we caught him at Grambling caught Central State at Yankee Stadium. It was in the mid '80s. Listen, Doc, they beat us like we stole something. See, they beat us like we stole something, man. Man, but see, he was. Huh? I was about to say it's another school nobody really don't talk about either. Langston in Oklahoma. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Langston. They had a winning season this past year. Yeah, they're supposed to be a really good head coach over there. So nobody really talk about Langston. So it's gonna be some schools for the fall season on the show. We're gonna start talking about. I want to get in touch with that Central State. What's the guy's name? You remember Ocho Cinco? What was his name? What was Ocho Cinco? Didn't he go to Langston originally as a quarterback? Yeah, Chad. No. Chad Johnson was supposed to go to he was supposed to go to Langston, but he transferred to a junior college and then but didn't he go to one of them West Coast schools? Yeah, he went to Santa Monica Junior College. That's right. And then he went with Oregon State. Oregon State. That's right. Yeah. But I think he did go to Langston for maybe a semester or a year or something. Because I think they put him out for fighting or something happened out there. I'm going to check in on that. Yeah, see what happened. Because I think he did. He came to Langston as a quarterback. I'm going to check in on that one right there. Yeah. I'm going to check in on that one. I'm going to do my research on that one. But one more,
Yeah.
we gonna talk about that Langston. We gonna Tuskegee. I know we talked a little bit about
Oh, that's my
Tuskegee,
sister's school.
Fort Valley, Albany State.
Oh,
We
listen,
got
y'all better keep y'all out
of
Albany
course
State. They
Clark
just
Atlanta
got Quinn
Morehouse.
Gray. Yeah, they just got Quinn Gray at Albany State. I know what he gonna do. That's a disciple of Billy Joe.
Then we got let me see. Nobody's not talking about this school. I talked about them earlier, right before CIAA championship game. That's Fayetteville State. Nobody really not talking about Fayetteville State. We're gonna talk more about them in Livingstone College. We talk more about them. But Livingstone has Sean Gilbert as their head coach. Used to play for the Panthers,
right.
also.
That's right.
So
yeah, I think he's a Pitt Panther, isn't it?
So people need to. No, Gilbert.
Gilbert. Did he go to Pitt? Where did he go to?
He went to?
I think he went to Pitt. He's a Pitt Panther.
Let me see.
Sean Gilbert is a Pitt Panther. Just look it up.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember Sean.
You're right.
I remember Sean Gilbert. Yeah, he was a Pitt Panther.
Yeah, from Aliquippa.
That's where Tony Dorsett is from. That's where Tony Dorsett's from.
So yeah, So we gotta watch out. We're gonna take a look at him because he's down there in Salisbury, North Carolina. He's doing his thing down there.
Well, now let me say, actually, Fayetteville State was a surprise. The team that everybody thought was going to blow the CIAA out was that team out of Richmond called Virginia Union. That's where Joe Taylor's he's the AD, and they got this guy with a PhD as a coach. But that's who everybody really thought was going to.
You talking about Virginia Union?
Yeah, Virginia Union. That's who everybody thought was going to blow out the CIAA. Fayetteville was kind of like a surprise. They kind of shocked the world up there.
Yeah. Yeah, they Virginia Union actually had a pretty good they had a great run before they lost to Chowan.
Yeah.
Chowan beat them.
Yeah.
In the season, and then they still went 9-1. They have a running back, Jada Byers. I think he's only a sophomore or junior. Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah, they got a good program at Virginia Union. They got a good. Now, see, my dad, when I was in college, they had a big time basketball program. That was when they turned out Charles Oakley and what's that guy's name? Ben Wallace. All of them came through Virginia Union basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben was in Charles Oakley.
Yeah, Charles Oakley. They had a white man. I can't remember his name. He was the coach there for many years.
Hey, the name is on the tip of my tongue.
Who's that?
I'm gonna go ahead and do my due diligence on that too. But yeah, they have a real good team. Virginia State did decent this season. This past season, you got.
Oh, somebody just said it's Alvin Parker. Somebody said it. The coach at Virginia Union is Alvin Parker. Right, and they say he learned from Willard Bailey. If he learned from Willard Bailey, he learned from the best. Willard was a outstanding coach at Norfolk State for many years.
Right.
Yeah, that is right there. That white man was named Dave Robbins. He won 2 or 3 national championships on the Division II level.
Okay.
Yeah, when this man Dave Robbins was in At
Okay.
Virginia Union, it was nothing like that CIAA tournament. It would be Virginia Union versus Norfolk State. He had Charles Oakley. Norfolk State had a boy named Talley. He was from New Jersey or somewhere. He had some problems off the court. That's why he didn't make it in the NBA. Ralph Talley, I think his name was. But listen, that CIAA tournament in the 70s and the 80s was something else.
Yeah, in fact, I really want to cover that this season too.
Oh yeah, I think aren't they in Baltimore somewhere? It used to be in Charlotte. I think they moved it to Baltimore.
Yes, they Baltimore this season.
Yeah.
Yep, it's in Baltimore.
Yeah, it was like the third or fourth largest tournament in America. That CIAA tournament, the only thing bigger than the CIAA at one time was the NCAA tournament and the ACC tournament. That's the only thing was bigger than that CIAA.
Right. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff I really want to do for this channel. I really want to do for this channel as far as getting into, get really into basketball. I know we get ready to start. They get ready to start conference play in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I want to keep, try to get into the basketball and just I just want to do I'm trying to expand it. The whole thing is I'm trying to expand this channel, not just for strictly football. I'm trying to expand it for a lot of things.
Listen, Michael Campbell says, you talking about Aliquippa. The reason I know about Aliquippa, that was a part of my family in the 40s that left Georgia and went to Aliquippa and got them steel mill jobs up there. That's why I know about Aliquippa. Yeah. I had some cousins. They went to school with Tony Dorsett when he was in high school.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Boris said Chad Johnson did go to Langston.
That's what I thought. He went as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He went as a quarterback. To be honest with you, he had a Hall of Fame career. It's just all that stuff off the court. He should be a Hall of Famer. I don't know if they're gonna let him in because he had all kind of issues. But now that as far as a wide receiver, that guy could do it, man.
I think they'll let him in.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't think they keep him out.
Well, see, he was blessed to have Marvin Lewis all them years as his head coach because a lot of people couldn't deal with him. Because really, he was getting ready to turn the Miami Dolphins out and some kind of incident happened, some domestic violence or something. Miami cut him. He was going to turn Miami out. But he was blessed to have Marvin Lewis. And that's somebody I wish we could get in the SWAC right now.
He talked about that. Who? Chad Johnson? He wants to coach too. I heard he really wants to coach.
I said, I wish we could get Marvin Lewis down here. Because, they say Marvin Lewis is a defensive genius.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even think he plays football.
Yeah, we're gonna do some. We're gonna do some more. We're gonna do some more stuff for this channel, man. We're gonna do some more stuff for this channel.
Now listen, you
got some ideas. Hit those.
Yeah, listen. They put out today that Jackson State made it official. They got the defensive line coach from Alcorn. He's now on the staff at Jackson State. Yeah, they made it official today.
Yep. And he's, if he came from Alcorn with that defense, the way that their defensive line played against us.
Oh, they had a good. Yeah, that guy. Listen, that guy and Cedric Thomas, both of them guys are good. Cedric Thomas is good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cedric's a real good guy.
I know his last name is Bailey.
Which Bailey? Oh, okay, the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and
I know his last
TC
name
were
is
on the
Bailey.
staff at North Carolina Central together under Jerry Mack. That they go back to Central.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on the staff at Arkansas Pine Bluff under Cedric Thomas, I think. And then once McNair made Cedric Thomas the defensive coordinator,
Oh
he
yeah.
brought him from Pine Bluff to Alcorn.
Yeah. And then because Cedric Thornton was
Now
defensive
Cedric
coordinator,
Thomas, this is
and he
Cedric
took
Thomas.
the defensive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but before
Thornton
Cedric
went to
Thomas
Graham.
came, he had Cedric Thornton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thornton went to Grambling, and Thomas took because see, Cedric Thomas was with Jay Hobson down in Southern Mississippi, and then he left Jay Hobson and went to a junior college, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're right, Michael Camp. Ralph Talley. That's it. Now listen, Ralph Talley had a coach named Charlie Christian. He's one of the greatest coaches in the history of HBCU basketball. His name was Charlie Christian. He was the coach at Norfolk State. He used to go against Dave Robbins. They used to battle it out. That was back in the day when BET would broadcast the CIAA tournament, and we would be sitting there waiting on it.
Mm.
Yeah. They would. I think it was. Oh man, what's that guy's name? You know, he's real smooth. He was a graduate of Villanova. What was his name? He does HBCU Go Football now. He's the main voice. What's his name? He's been around for years. Charlie Neal. Charlie Neal used to be the play-by-play man.
I had to see who it is.
You don't know Charlie Neal?
Oh,
Charlie
Charlie Neal. Yes, I heard
Charlie
it.
Neal. Yeah. See, he used to do all black college broadcasts back in the day. Yeah, he was the man.
Charlie Neal did. He was the voice of HBCU football on BET.
Yeah, that's him. It used to be football was Charlie Neal and Lynn Barney. And then basketball, it was Charlie Neal and a guy named Sam Jones. Sam Jones was a Boston Celtic great.
And then it was Charlie Neal and
come again, Doc. I missed the last part. What'd you say?
I said he had Eddie Robinson Jr. too. Charlie Neal.
Yeah, he had Jay Walker. He had Doug Williams.
He
had Nate Newton. Yeah, he's had several people. He had Nate Newton at one time. He had Jay Walker. He gave Jay Walker his start. He had Doug Williams.
Okay. So tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow I will be watching and listening on Isaiah Guthrie's commitment tomorrow. Right. So wherever he commits to, I will go on the page and I will bring him in. I will try to get him in as far as for an interview.
Okay.
Who will be an OC at DC at JSU? They haven't said too much of anything yet, so he's still filling out his coaching staff right now. So
the big thing is who's going to be the OC. I think the DC's kind of covered because when you get that guy from Alcorn and you got Jeff Weeks, you got two defense coordinators. The main thing is who's going to run that offense.
So Vel said the Jonathan Bradley is going to be the defensive coordinator. That's the one that came from Alcorn.
Okay. Now I'm waiting to see who's going to be the offense coordinator. Where is Blue on here? Blue, you ever heard anything? Is Blue still on here?
I think Blue already left.
Oh, okay.
I think I think Blue was only here for the interview.
Oh, okay.
Then they said Pine Bluff is putting together. They said he's trying to put together a coaching staff. You know what? Tomorrow, I don't know where Coach Weeks is. I don't know. Cause remember, Prime got Coach Weeks. Coach Weeks was in South Texas.
Yeah, he was with. He's from the Rex Ryan tree. See,
Yeah.
all of them worked for Rex Ryan. It used to be Jeff Weeks. It was Dennis Thurman. They all had the Jets, and he worked with the Ravens. That's that Rex Ryan tree.
Yeah. So yeah, we still that if we trying to figure out who the OC is, I mean, we'll probably
That's a
figure
biggie.
that out. It'll
That's the
probably be
biggie.
done by we probably won't know until probably after maybe after Christmas.
Yeah, well, that's the biggie. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Who's going to be the OC? That is the biggie.
So yeah, we trying to figure out we're trying to figure some stuff out as far as what we're gonna do for this channel. Try to get it going, try to keep the momentum going. Because the simple fact that like I said, February comes, we're gonna get right back up again for National Signing Day, see who we got. I will be better prepared with a list of people that has signed to all schools and stuff. So that way, everybody will know that for whoever school they went, for their school, who they signed, what position, where they from. So we're gonna try to get I'm trying to get all that done for National Signing Day. And y'all know how National Signing Day is. National Signing Day is more of the rock star extravaganza, that type of deal. So we'll see what when it comes around. And I'm gonna have my ears to the floor as far as me being on Twitter and on Instagram and even on Facebook. And I'm still looking at the recruiting, these recruiting sites, Rivals, 247 Sports, On 3, even ESPN. So we're gonna figure out. We're gonna keep continue with see who's going where. Today was the last day for early signing day. So so if nobody hasn't been signed yet, but they've been offered, they can still sign in February for National Signing Day. Now, for those kids that's trying to get into school early, especially during that's coming in for the spring, you should already had your stuff done by before the end of this week, because I don't think they're going to be looking at anything to after New Year's. So make sure you double check, triple check what you need to have, what you don't need to get, to send it on to the schools, because they're going to be, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be on little vacation just like everybody else. But yeah, we for those kids that's going to sign on in February, I know they'll be in for the summertime, and then the real party starts during the summertime for the transfer portal, because you're only going to have a week. You're only going to have a week in the transfer portal to get the necessary players that you need to get to have. Make sure you get your walk-ons on, your walk-ons come in and stuff like that. So it takes time, and especially since the roster, even though you could say the roster did get gutted out, but it's really not gutted out. TC and Coach O are calling these kids and talking to them and their parents to make sure that if they're going to stay in the portal, if that's the best decision that they want to do as far as staying in the portal, or if they want to come back to the school. We're not going to be mean and say you can't come back to the school, because why? Why would we do that? Yep. And I understand people say they have, walk-ons. They could have been at other schools, but they chose to be at Jackson State. So do you elevate those walk-ons to scholarships? Hey, Matthew, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna hit him up on Twitter and ask him again. But we'd already told him the first 3 games of the season for the first 3 games of the season for him, and he's really. I know he was really geeked up about the going to Miami. So you got to make sure you be able to travel for that game right there.
And that's right there about Niles Gaddy. I think Niles has a solid offer from UCal Berkeley.
Yep.
I just hope he'll come back.
Yep. So, I mean, if he doesn't come back, hey, man, I'm going to tell you, the 2 years that you was here, you did some phenomenal work. And the crazy thing is about Niles, he did it quietly.
Yeah.
He did it
Yeah,
quietly.
he
He wasn't no loud type guy. He did all this stuff quietly. So
Yeah, you could stand him up, or you could put his hand on the dirt. You could do a lot with it. That guy was like 6'5" or 6'6", wasn't he? What was Gaddy's size?
When he first got there, he was 6'4". He came in 6'4", 215. But his dad said this past season he grew to 6'5.5", and he was playing in between 225 to 245.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was saying his dad wants him to be at least 260.
Yeah, you remember John Theory down at Alcorn?
At Alcorn, yep.
Yeah, that's who he kind of reminds you of.
Yep. So he want him to be in that mode, and so I think he wants him to be a true defensive end. Everybody, hey, Mr. Ford, everybody waiting on for you to write that book. Hey, he said y'all gotta help him write this book. He can't just do this all by himself. And Gaddy was missed in the Celebration Bowl.
Yes, he was. Not only was he missed, that big country was missed. Yep. All them defensive linemen were missed. Because see, you have to understand that defensive lineman has to hit the line so that the linebackers can scrape and make the tackle. Listen, Aubrey Miller missed all them guys. I'm trying to tell y'all that offensive line at Central was head on him. They were looking for him. Them guys was making that initial hit and coming up field. They were looking for Aubrey Miller. Go back and look at the game. Listen, that was a very dominant offensive line that Central had.
It really was.
They was something else.
The thing about it is when you really think about it, because like I said, that Aubrey, Barron, and Jeremiah Brown, whoever played linebacker besides Aubrey Miller, they shot the gaps. They would shoot gaps regardless.
Yeah. Listen, that boy Bullock, remember that one of them tackles was named Bullock. The kid for Jackson weighing 42, he whooped that boy. Ooh, that's why that kid lost his composure.
Lost his confidence. His composure.
That big offensive tackle was whooping him going and coming.
So when you got a Niles Gaddy on your defensive line, or even him playing outside linebacker like an old school Lawrence Taylor, he's playing containment. He's not playing. He's playing containment, but even though he can rush up the field, he literally plays containment because whatever side you put Niles Gaddy on, but he does well on the left side. If you watch the games with Niles, when Niles is playing, they always line him up on the left side. Which is more, I think that's more either the strong side, or he could play weak side. He could play pretty much both sides of D-line and both sides of outside linebacker. So when he's standing up playing as a pass rusher, as an outside linebacker, he's really playing to contain because the guard the tackle and the guard had it pretty much is trying to make a business decision. Do I want to get beat by this guy coming from the outside, or do I want to get beat by this guy by this middle linebacker that's shooting at the gap, knowing that he's coming full speed? Because you gotta you gotta realize when Aubrey shoots that gap and he's coming, y'all know Aubrey coming in like a runaway freight train. The quarterback is about to make a business decision. He's trying to see if I'm going to be able to go to the right, to the left. Where am I going? And then you got Niles Gaddy, and then whoever else is playing with their hand in the dirt, as far as defensive end, like Antonio Doyle, who played with his hand in the dirt, or Jason Mercier, who played with his hand in the dirt.
And he got totally neutralized. Jason Mercier got totally neutralized. Totally.
Because you don't
from the beginning of the game.
You didn't have the depth at the defensive line position.
That's right. They didn't have. They put a little kid in. I think he was winning 67 or something in there. They was pushing him all over the field. Yeah, that was man. That's got to be the best offensive line I saw in HBCU football this year. That North Carolina Central. That offensive line was something else.
Ezra, I'm talking to one of the people in the chat. Ezra, Central bullied Jackson State the whole game.
Yeah, they did.
You running for over 200 some yards against a defense like that. Jackson State game with Dennis Thurman is attack the outside. Cornerbacks is playing man. Your safety ain't playing deep because he either playing for the run or he's playing to cover somebody. Basically, your tight end if you use a tight end or your running back.
Yeah, a lot of that defensive philosophy that they ran, that Dennis, that came from Jerry Glanville.
Mm-hmm.
It's an all-out blitz, and like you said, it's man-to-man on the outside. Go back and look at the Falcons. That's where Dion them got that from. Look at the Falcons under Jerry Glanville. You'll see where they got all that from, where that philosophy, where that playbook come from.
It was called the Grits Blitz.
Grits Blitz, yeah. Like you said, you selling out. You telling your people on the outside, they on the island. You listen, you let us down, they gonna score because we bringing everybody.
Yep, and that's what and that's what happened.
And what they used to do with it, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That's what they used to do.
Yeah,
that was Jerry Glanville's philosophy: live by the blitz or die by it.
And so we couldn't really blitz in the game. I mean, we tried to blitz, and y'all see what happened. Like,
yeah, the defensive lineman went there. The integral part is the defensive lineman. They got to sacrifice themselves. Them linebackers is the ones that's going to make the tackle, but the most important people are the trench people.
So, yeah, I'm that's the reason why I'm looking at, when you look at the people that they're bringing in, you see the reason why he getting to the defensive line. You see the reason why he's asking the kids that's in the portal, asking them to come back to the school, because he's going to have to sign probably like 30 or 40 kids, especially if, most of them probably going to come out of the high school ranks in for the next signing day. Listen,
this guy, Michael Campbell, says, Mr. Ford, who do you say was the best basketball player out of Philadelphia that played at a HBCU? You remember Earl Monroe, don't you? Winston-Salem State, they called him Earl the Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Devontae Davis said he's staying staying at school.
Oh, so, that's a biggie there. That's 32, right?
No, that's number 99. I mean, that's 97.
Devontae he's good boy. Yeah, that's a kid from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he good. I love him. Yeah, he's tough. He stood up in the Celebration Bowl. He played. Yeah, he played.
And the crazy thing about him is he don't say too much of anything. He
Yeah,
just go out.
yeah, he played.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out some other. I just seen something. Southern University offered former Virginia Tech quarterback Jason Brown.
He's there. He's there. He going. That's the one that was at South Carolina, right?
Jason Brown.
Yeah, he was the one backing up Spencer Rattler.
No, he left Virginia Tech.
No, he left Virginia Tech and went to the University of South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
He's at Southern.
Ooh.
He can throw it too. He's a big old guy. He's about 6'4", 6'5", about 230. Yeah, he's listen. He gonna turn Southern out. He gonna turn Southern out. I'm telling you, you'll see him. He a big old boy, big guy. He went to Virginia Tech first. He left Virginia Tech and went to South Carolina.
Okay.
He was backing up Spencer Rattler. Actually, he was gonna start. Then Spencer left Oklahoma and came to South Carolina. That's what knocked him down to 2, because he was gonna start.
Okay, so Timon, Devontae Davis, Jacob Humphrey, and Jeremiah Williams all on the D line, so they all stand at the school.
Now, what were their numbers now? Okay, give me the number.
97, 98, and 99.
Yeah, I remember 98. 99 was good. 97, who's the other one?
And 98, that's Jacob Humphrey.
Where was he from?
Let me see.
I think I remember him too. Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember him too. I definitely remember 99, 97, because I like 97 a lot. I like 99 was good too. He was all right.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm like, most of these kids should not just jump in, but I understand. I mean, a 93 Jackson State team is still good.
Yeah.
It's still good because why? It'll still win you the Eastern Division.
Listen, that Eastern Division gonna be so thick next year. It's gonna be thick. That's Jackson, that's FAM, that's Bama State. I'm still waiting to see what Bama State gonna do about that offense coordinator job. That's gonna be thick over there on that east side. That's a lot of parity over there. Them people gonna cannibalize each other. They're gonna beat each other up over there. Because that east is the strong part of the SWAT. That east is something else.
Yeah, so that's the main thing, with the East. Like you know what you're getting in the East.
Oh, that's it, baby. That East is where the fire at.
It's that West that you don't know what's going. It's the West that you don't know what's going to happen.
But let me tell you something. Now I'm gonna tell you who will sneak up and win the West. Alcorn State. They done went and got that 4-star quarterback from Missouri. I'm telling you. I know Fred. Now Fred ain't gonna say nothing, but he gonna have them boys ready, and they'll sneak up and win that West now. I'm telling you. He done went and got that boy. I sit here today and watch that boy's film from Missouri. That boy is the truth, man. He the truth. You gonna see him? So
Jeremiah Williams is from Holmes County Central High School, so he's a high school kid. And then Jacob Humphrey that's number 98. He's from Lake Charles, Sam Houston High School, and he transferred. He came in from Tyler Junior College.
Oh yeah, they were good. Yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about Jackson State gonna get players. They always have. They always will. My main thing is that staff. I got to know who that OC is gonna be.
Right.
I want to know who that offense coordinator is gonna be. I like the fact that they're taking their time, and it's like somebody was saying they thought of somebody from Liberty. If it's somebody associated with Hugh Freeze, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. If it's somebody associated with Hugh Freeze,
we don't need Hugh. Well, as far as picking his brain, it's picking his brain as far as for offense. Yes, I'll talk to Hugh Freeze for a quick second.
Oh yeah. Hugh Freeze is going to do well down there at Auburn. I'm telling you now. He's going to do well. He's going to do well.
Yeah, we'll see what the whole thing about it. We'll see what's going to happen though. We have to see what's going to happen as far as with what Jackson State going to do. But
hey, this person right here says, "It's your boy Oz." I agree with you. I think 2023 football season is going to be better than the one just passed because it's going to be more parity.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a big season next year. I really do.
Yeah, I understand the reason why you say you want more parity, because it's like watching Alabama, knowing that you knew Alabama's going to win the SEC, and it's like everybody else fighting for second.
Yeah, and that's what it's been the last 2 years. Everybody else been fighting for second.
Or let's say for the last couple of years before Michigan been on their winning streak, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand I understand where it comes from. Like, we need to get that parity in the SWAC, and we need some sort of parity in the MEAC. So, but I know as far as with the MEAC goes, I know Central is going to be the one main.
Yes.
Is going to be the big.
There you go. I listen. I can put a check on. I think Central's coming back to that Celebration Bowl. I think they're coming back.
Yeah, Alcorn Southern did get some good QBs out of the portal, so we'll see what happens. That's the main thing about the West is who is going to take the rank, who's going to go that extra step, that extra level to kind of separate themselves from the rest of the pack in the West.
I put my money on Fred because he's done it before.
Right. So because mainly this past season, nobody took the reins of the West. It's like
everybody backed into it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted it. Texas Southern all they had to do was beat Alabama A&M. They couldn't do it.
You couldn't do
Prairie View, all they had to do was beat Mississippi Valley. They couldn't do it. Alcorn lost to Jackson. And then, like you said, Southern backdoored into it.
So that's always what's going to be on, the whole thing. That's what's going to be with Jackson State. I mean, with the West, like, you don't know who's going to be, in the West. Now, with Texas Southern, the only thing, like we said with Texas Southern, is with Texas Southern is you backdoored in, is, are we going to see a regression of Andrew Body, or are we going to see the true Andrew Body come to form that we saw freshman year? Or you can say that if you've seen his high school highlights, are you going to get that Andrew Body, or are you going to get the Andrew Body you saw this past season?
He should be better. This will be his third year in the SWAC. He should be much better than what he was his freshman year. He should be at least 2 times better than that. Now, I'm going to say it like this. Listen, the biggest problem in Lorman, Mississippi, on the campus of Alcorn State University, was them quarterbacks didn't come through. Well, listen, that's over with now. They got a Power 5 quarterback down there on that reservation. I'm putting my money with Alcorn. I just don't listen. I'm telling you now, because I know how Fred is. Yeah. Fred ain't gonna say nothing, but see, Fred done went and they done went and got a 4-star quarterback from the University of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, you got to remember, Alcorn's been to the Celebration Bowl 3 times. That ain't no happenstance. They doing something right down there. I tell everybody all the time. See, when Dion landed in Jackson, Mississippi, everybody forgot Alcorn. Before he came to Jackson, Alcorn was the toast of the SWAC.
Right.
Dion gone. And I think we might see the reappearance of the Braves on that west side.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got a quarterback now.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback. Because what everybody did about the mid part of that season, everybody started putting 7 and 8 men on that line trying to stop that running back who transferred in from Syracuse. You can't run on 8 people. You can't do it. Them quarterbacks, they didn't come through. The kid from Louisiana Tech didn't come through. That other boy was too young. All that's over now.
Aaron Allen, I don't know, man. He surprised me. You know, he could still throw the ball, but he was inconsistent. And,
he was inconsistent.
And he threw a lot of interceptions.
Listen, I'm telling you, they put 8 in the box about mid-season because that kid was average. I think he was leading rush in the SWAC, and everybody said, you know what? We're going to stop them from running. And that's what they did. They stopped them from running, and then it went to the quarterbacks, and they didn't follow through. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Well, that's over now. They got a thrower and a runner. This boy can run and throw. I watch tapes on him all day today. You'll see.
SWAT QB Grambling has a number. Grambling. They got Miles Crowley. You gotta see what Hugh does with Miles Crowley at Grambling. Do Prairie View stay with Trayvon Conley, or do they go to a new signal caller? Those are the questions right there that's going to need some answers. We won't know what the answers are until probably by summer camp, or at least if they're having some at some spring games. So we should know what how these quarterbacks going to be after the spring game, and then we'll know who is going to solidify themselves as the starter in QB when summer camp starts. So it's a lot of questions that need to be that need answers, and some of these schools need those answers ASAP.
Well, the other thing about Prairie View's got to upgrade that wide receiving room. It was real low this year. They didn't have any game breakers. They didn't, Kadarius Hodge and that boy you talking about, Tristan Wallace and all them boys is big time. That wasn't at best the wide receiver core at Prairie View this year was average, mediocre. At best. They got to go get some wide receivers. I saw no separation in the game. Now, they could run the ball. Now, one thing they could do, they could run that ball. But their wide receivers, they can get better than that. They in Texas, and you ain't got no wide receivers. You next door to Louisiana, and you don't have no wide receivers. What kind of mess is that?
So, yeah, I'm trying to see what they got as far as who do they sign for early signing day.
I hope they got some wide receivers, some that can come in and play immediately, because that's what they need. They didn't have no outstanding wide receivers.
All right, I'm on Prairie View's Twitter page, so I'm gonna follow them. Don't get mad because I follow everybody.
Listen, did they sign in the wide receivers?
I'm checking. Let's see. First one, they signed a DB. They signed an offensive lineman, tight end, linebacker. Yep, they signed one wide receiver.
Where is he from?
Traylon Porsche. He's from Beaumont.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Nice size, 6'5", 210.
Ooh, wonder can he run?
That's the main question right there.
Ooh.
And let's see what else. So I know they fixing up their defensive line. So and Prairie View really they go high school, and most of them they go JUCO. So I'm looking at a lot of players that's coming out of JUCO. That one kid from Beaumont, he's a high school kid.
Okay.
You gonna like this, Mister Mister Ford.
Uh-huh.
Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, he's going to Prairie View, right?
He's at Prairie View.
Man. So all they got to do is get them wide receivers now, because they got to feature back.
He's at
How many
Prairie
years of eligibility he got left?
He got 2 years left.
Woo. And they got a nice offensive line, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Man. Go get them wide receivers.
They got one offensive lineman. I think he's gonna play guard, Caden Bowers. He from North Mesquite High School in Mesquite, here in Mesquite, Texas, 6'4", 350. So he'll slim down a little bit, probably to about 325, and add some muscle onto him. That way he can be a little bit more, he could be a little bit more quick.
So he can be around in the second half, because usually them overweight linemen, they burn out in the first half.
Mm-hmm. So he'll be able to be a role grader, especially if he's playing guard. If he's playing guard, and Prairie View does a lot of trap plays and a lot of misdirections and a lot of pulling plays too. So
yeah, they do. So I saw them in an HBCU Go game against Grambling. That running attack looked so good in that game.
So
man, that running attack looked good.
Y'all gotta realize about Prairie View, like they run the ball.
Yeah, that's how you win championships.
This DB, Traylon James, Madison Prep Academy, Baton Rouge, 6'3", 200. That's a nice size right there.
That's wide receiver?
DB.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, that's male plus size.
Mm-hmm. Jaheim O'Hara, Cypress Woods. He's an offensive lineman. He's 6'6", 255, but I feel 255, so they're gonna beef him up.
And that's at Prairie View?
Uh-huh. They're gonna beef him up.
Yeah, that looks nice. That's good.
They probably get him at least 300.
Yeah.
Man, he could play that. He could get him about 305, 310. He could play that tackle.
Now, Conley is a junior or senior?
Conley is a senior now.
Because he could run. He was a better runner than he was than passer.
Right.
He's a pretty good runner. Yeah, he was a good runner.
This other guy, Jalen Robinson, he's from Tyler Junior College, tight end, 6'3", 240.
Oh, okay, big boy.
And then Javen Jackson, that's a linebacker from Cypress Springs High School, 6 foot, 210 pounds. So he'll probably get a little bit. He'll probably get about 225, 230.
Yeah.
I already said the receiver from. Yeah. Tavon Alexander, Kilgore College, 6'4", 290, defensive lineman.
Woo, that's a good side. That's D tackle side.
Mm-hmm.
That defensive line. Was the Middleton guy that defense coordinator at Prairie View? Who was that defense coordinator? Was it Middleton?
I can check and see.
I think he did a pretty good job. I think he did a good job.
I can check and see.
Yeah. I think they had problems in their secondary. Wasn't it? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it was no, you're right, Mr. Ford. It was a secondary.
It was a secondary because I think Southern got them with them big wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. Todd Middleton.
Yeah, Todd does a pretty good job with that front seven now.
Yeah, he's a defensive coordinator, and defensive line coach.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. Todd's pretty good.
I think
like I said, now I think that coaching staff is pretty good. I still think the jury's out on that offensive coordinator, but their staff is pretty good at Prairie View. I think they got okay. I'm just still, I got to watch that offense coordinator a little bit more with his play calling and the handling of that Conley boy, of Trayvon Conley. How they develop him.
Mark Frederick. He's the offensive coordinator.
He was one of Dooley's people.
Right.
He was with Dooley. Yeah, Dooley brought him to Prairie View. He initially went back to Southern, and then he came. I think he came
back.
Yeah, I think he's a Southern graduate, isn't he?
I'm looking at it right now.
I think Mark's a Southern graduate. I think he played for Pete Richardson.
No, he graduated from University of Missouri.
Oh, for real?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was thinking he played at Southern.
No, you're right. He did play at Southern.
Yeah, for Pete Richardson, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all don't. If people don't know about that Pete Richardson staff, I mean the teams Pete Richardson had.
Oh, listen, man.
Those teams was.
Man, that man came from Winston-Salem and took over the SWAT. There was only one. I think Jackson, Big Daddy, beat him one year. Grambling couldn't do nothing with him. Even when we got Doug, we had problems with him. The first 6 or 7 years, he won 3 national championships. He lost his original staff. It had Cliff Yoshida. He had Mark Orlando. He had Fred Keiss. He had that Simmons guy. Yeah. Then some of them guys left him, and he brought in Michael Veit as his DC, and he brought somebody else. It kind of went down. But let me tell you, go look at the first 6 or 7 years he was at Southern. Man, nobody could do nothing with him. Nobody. He would embarrass Coach Robinson.
Coach Richardson left in what, 2000 what?
2003, I think, was his last year. Was it 2003 or was it later than that? He did 17 years, I think.
2009.
Right, 2009. He did. I think he did 17 years at Southern. They brought this old silly guy LaFleur, who was from LSU, and when he got to Southern, his whole thing was Pete Richardson got to go. And listen, when they got rid of Pete, they brought in a guy from the NFL, and he was terrible. He had played for the St. Louis Cardinals. He was a running back. Liz, he was terrible. But the thing about Stump was that on Stump's staff was Dawson Odoms. They made Dawson interim, and then they made him the permanent coach. And they rolled. They rolled. Now, the only thing with Dawson was he couldn't do anything with Jay Hobson. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing with Jay Hobson. Nothing. He couldn't do nothing with him. Jay Hobson would bring Alcorn down to Baton Rouge and embarrass them. They couldn't do nothing with Jay Hobson.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Pete Richardson. Pete Richardson in the 90s.
Oh, he was dominant.
Those Southern squads, that defense was no joke.
Man. They're no joke. I remember he had a boy named Jerry Wilson. Jerry went to the San Diego Chargers. Jerry and them was going against Steve McNair. They were one of the few teams that beat Steve McNair. I think they went to Lorman and beat Steve and them. Jerry went to the league. He had another kid named John Williams, I think it was. He went to the league too. Man, Pete was Pete. See, Pete is the second greatest coach in the history of Southern University. Of course, the greatest is Arnett Mumford, but he's the second greatest. He was something else down there at Southern. See, the thing about Pete Richardson was his teams didn't make any mistake, because if you made a mistake, Pete was in your face. He was.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I did see about Pete Richardson. Watching him on TV, and then see him in person, and just watching him from the stands. If somebody did mess up, he
didn't play that.
He was like
his team didn't make no mistakes. Yeah, he didn't play that. They didn't make no mistakes now. No. That wasn't the one thing they weren't gonna do. They weren't gonna beat themselves.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't gonna beat themselves now. That man
Yeah, I
was,
remember
I'm telling you, when he had that first staff, when he had Cliff Yoshida, Mark Orlando, that Simmons guy, he had the guy from Texas Southern, Johnny Cole was on that staff, Fred Keiss. Man, they was something else, man. They was dominant, man. When Fam first met up with him, Fam couldn't do nothing with him. And then Fam beat them down in Baton Rouge one year, 50-49. And what broke the stranglehold was they came to Florida A&M, and Florida A&M put 65 points on him. His program was never the same after that. That was Billy Joe.
Yeah. Like, yeah, when Pete Richardson, man, is one of those guys, like, you really wanted to get up and play for him.
No, he was something else, man.
Pete Richardson, Pete Richardson reminds me of Larry Brown that coached in the NBA, because Larry Brown,
probably the greatest coach of all time. Larry got an NBA championship and an NCAA championship.
Yeah.
He could do it all. He just left off Penny's staff. He's in his 80s now.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking. This is what you was talking about right here. Dog day defense and the racehorse offense.
Yeah, that was it. Or they called it the hobo offense.
Mm-hmm. Like that's the I remember the racehorse offense. Like snap the ball within like what 20 seconds on the play clock, and it beat you with speed on the outside, and then get to the line of scrimmage, and he didn't huddle.
He had a kid named Randall. The big kid. Randall was about 6'4", 6'5". I think he's a principal or something down there in Baton Rouge now. But that Randall kid, when Pete came, Randall should have been a sophomore or junior. But he was, I want to say, was it Eric Randall? What was his name?
Yep, it was Eric Randall.
Eric Randall, man, he was smart. He used to wear goggles. He wore goggles in his helmet.
I'm just letting y'all know this. I'm looking at Twitter. I'm looking at Kevin Wiggins. They is truly recruiting these players that's in the transfer portal right now. And some kid from UNLV, Phillip Hill, in the portal. The defensive back. I'll see what his measurable is. In fact, he's already got his degree from UNLV.
Right.
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, Marcus Randall, that's his little brother.
Yeah. The one that was at Southern was named Eric, and then they had a brother went to
Marcus at LSU.
LSU, yeah. Yeah, that boy Eric was something else, man. See, that Glen Oaks, that's a big time high school. That school turned out Ted White. That's where Ted White came from. Ted White was probably the greatest quarterback ever at Howard University. He was from Glen Oaks.
Better than Jay Walker.
Oh, Jay couldn't do it. Man, that boy Ted White was the truth. They called him Sweet Flight. Ted Sweet Flight White. He was something else, man. He was the truth, man. All them boys played for that guy played for the Dallas Cowboys. His name was Steve Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, they was something else. Ted was from Baton Rouge. They met in the Heritage Bowl against Southern, and he beat Southern. Ted is now the quarterback coach with the Houston Texans. Pep Hamilton, who was also a quarterback at Howard, is the offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. All of them played for Steve Wilson. Somebody in here, y'all remember that, right?
Yeah, I think Steve Wilson was still at Howard when I was in.
Steve had an awesome squad up there. Yeah, Steve.
I remember now. Ted White. I think Jackson State played him. It was a 97.
They came to Jackson one year.
Yeah, they came to Jackson one year.
They came to Jackson. Yeah, Ted White was the truth, man. He was from Glen Oaks. in Baton Rouge. He was about 6'4", 6. He was a big quarter. He was pro looking in college. Yeah, that's right. He was at T. Matter of fact, I'm trying to think, was he down there with Steve Wilson? Because Steve eventually became the coach at Texas Southern. He didn't do nothing down there, but he was the head coach down there for a minute.
He said he was Dooley's first OC's first year at Prairie View.
That's right, he was. Because he left Dooley and went with Pep Hamilton with the XFL. That's why he left Prairie View. But yeah, they had some teams up there at Howard at that time, man. Steve Wilson, he brought all them people from the NFL. When he first got there, he had a quarterback that was about 5'7" who couldn't do nothing but run the option. His name was Donald Carr. Donald was brought there by Willie Jeffries. Willie left Howard and went back to South Carolina State. Steve Wilson came in he was 31 years old, I think. He took over Howard, and he brought all them NFL people. He brought Charlie West. Charlie West was devastating, man. He was a defensive coordinator. Nobody could do nothing with him. But he only stayed 1 or 2 years. He went back to the league as a scout. If you ever get a chance, look up Charlie West. He was a defensive back for the Minnesota Vikings. But he came to Howard University as a defensive coordinator. Nobody could score on him. Yeah. He played. Remember when they had Alan Page and what was that guy's name? One of them is is a lawyer and a judge now. It was Alan Page.
I think that was Alan Page right there.
Right. Okay. They called themselves the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie West played with them.
Okay.
Yeah. They had a defensive back on that team named Nate Wright. Nate was from Southern University. He was originally from Adel, Georgia.
He said, my friend Edwin said he used to work with him, trying to get players to go to get some Duncanville players to go to Southern.
Yeah. Oh, Southern has a long history. I done told y'all. Eddie Robinson at Grambling didn't emerge until Arnett Mumford died. When Arnett Mumford was living, he owned Eddie Robinson. Rob couldn't do nothing with him. He was the best in black college for him and Jake Gaither. The guy at there was a legendary coach at Prairie View named Billy Nix. If you go down there, they got all that stuff named after him. But that man was legendary too. That was the swag back in the day.
Right.
Rob couldn't do nothing with him.
But yeah, I like the fact that they going after these kids, the Jackson State going after these kids and the JUCO, especially over from the Kansas JUCOs, because they got some history. They got some
man, they got everything. They got football and basketball. You talking about Independence, Hutchinson, Dodge. One's called Dodge City.
Dodge City.
Oh, all them JUCOs. They got boys out there, man. They got boys. That boy Isaiah Major went to one of them schools. That boy that's at Florida A&M, that linebacker. He's from one of them JUCOs in Kansas.
Okay.
Because he's originally from Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna check on Texas Southern's recruiting class too.
I think it was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. See, the good thing about these two recruiting classes, you're going to have pick of the litter in February because the Power Fives and the Group of Five, they basically got all their kids.
Right.
So now you're going to be able to just go in there and get anything you want, 6'5", 6'6", 4'3", 4'4". You can get in up. And the good thing about it, we've been on national TV everywhere. HBCU Go, ESPN Plus, ESPNU, ESPN2. Listen, they will come to the SWAC, yeah. They will come to the SWAC, I'm telling you. They saw Jackson State 3 or 4 times and looking up in them crowds, 50,000 people up in them seats. Don't you know they want to come down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They did good for this season. I mean, this year.
And next year going to be even better.
So they got a couple of players from Yeah, I see the one you said. Jace Wilson, quarterback from Furman, 5'11",
Man, you
180.
wait till you see that kid. He can throw that football. You wait till you see. I watched this film today. That kid can throw that football, man.
They got one from UTSA, cornerback, 6 foot 180, and then they got another kid from Nicholls State. That's a D lineman, 6'2", 335. And most of them, everybody else is from high school.
Okay.
So I see how they do. I'm surprised. I'm surprised about what they did. So I like that.
We need those teams in Texas to be perennial champions or to be powerhouses.
Mm-hmm.
If those schools in Texas step up, then we will truly be a super conference.
I feel like they will step. I feel like they will step up this season.
Yeah, I think Bubba's got the program. Bubba's biggest problem, like I said, if he has a problem, it's offensive. It's offense coordination. If he has a problem, I liked his defense last year. The thing I didn't see, I didn't see Prairie View quick strike people.
Right.
You know, you could just go up top, have them burners outside. I didn't see that.
Let's see what Valley did. See what Mississippi Valley did. I don't even see what they did as far as what they signed. I don't think they're gonna do anything. I don't think they do anything just yet.
They need to just hire from within. Just give it to one of them people that's there.
Well, the defensive coordinator is the interim head coach.
Well, let him take it for next year. See what he can do with it for a year.
Yeah.
I'll still say that one of the things I think Valley needs to do is look at running a triple option type offense. Because it's hard for a lot of teams to prepare for. Because one thing about triple option, if your defensive players are undisciplined, that triple option will kill them every time.
Right.
It said Mr. Ford JUCO has top talent every year. Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Said Valley got 3 signings right now, so they'll probably do. They'll probably wait till February.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they'll probably wait.
I mean, yeah. Texas Southern is getting there. So Texas Southern is not the problem with Texas Southern. As far as recruiting, because they're going into Dallas, they're going into Houston, they're going into East Texas, and they're going into the portal. It's the main things is the defensive setup that they run out of, which is a 33 stack, and then the offense is basically do you get the Andrew Body from his freshman year, or are you going to get Andrew Body what you saw last season?
Well, most of the people blamed this offense coordinator this year. Everybody was just down on the offense coordinator this year. I saw him the first year. I thought he did a great job.
I mean, he did a great job. I just my thing about it is, as far as when it comes down to it, is he has to a little bit more innovation, and don't either a little bit more innovation and don't be too predictable.
Right,
I think that was
that's always
that was the main problem. They were too predictable as far as what they was running out of.
Right. That's one thing you have to avoid. Don't let the people figure out your tendencies. And that's what they did at Alcorn this year. They were coming with that tailback, and everybody said, okay, we'll just put 8 in the box. And that's why I'm telling you the quarterbacks didn't come through. Because you can't run on 8. You can't run on 8.
Yeah, yeah, Edwin. I remember this. When all the older parents from Oak Cliff, they started moving into the suburbs like Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Mansfield, Lancaster, Red Oak. Um, it changed the whole dynamic of Oak Cliff being almost predominantly African American to turning into predominantly Hispanic. Then you turn most of the suburbs probably will be like, you'll see it still be like 30% black, probably like 40% Hispanic, and the rest is white. Then but you get schools like you get schools like South Oak Cliff and Carter, their enrollment drop, and all the kids that you would have saw the pick of the litter, they gone to these suburban schools. That's the reason why you seen school. That's the reason why you see schools like Duncanville and DeSoto and Cedar Hill and Lancaster and even Red Oak, and then all your Mansfield schools come up, and then you have schools like you said, like Carter, like South Oak Cliff, like Kimball, and even Skyline. The talent is depleted. Now, speaking on Dallas, when it comes to talent, like, you will never get a quarterback like a Devontae Kincaid coming out of DISD. I'm sorry. Devontae was something different. He was something different. Devontae was cerebral with the football. He was, when I say cerebral, Devontae was cerebral with the football. Devontae didn't have number 2 interceptions his senior year throughout the whole season. And one of them was because the pass was tipped and they took the interception, and it was I think it was within the red zone. They were playing a high school game. He was at Skyline. The other one, I don't even know what happened with that. But he had 2 interceptions his senior year at Skyline.
Right.
And you saw it when he got to Grambling.
Yes,
When he got to Grambling, you seen that he took care of the football. He was the type of person that did not want to make a big mistake.
He broke Alcorn's stranglehold on the SWAC.
Yep.
When he came in, Alcorn was ruling the SWAC, and he broke it. He won the Celebration Bowl his first year. He lost it the second year to North Carolina A&T. By the way,
Yep.
Is he still at Grambling?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think so. Let's see. You got a Carter, and everybody knows about Dallas Carter.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Dallas Carter. Dallas Carter did not, even when Dallas Carter, when Carter enrollment started dropping, they did not want to drop down to no other classification because they wanted to stay competitive. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be competitive. They did not want to be a 4A school and try to run rush shot of it. They wanted to be competitive. They wanted to play the big dogs. And they stayed that way. They had a coach when Coach James, Freddie James, yeah, I know you know who he is, Mr. Ford. Coach
Now,
Freddie James.
Carter is the school they featured in Friday Night Lights or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember them talking. Yeah,
Freddie James was the head coach at Carter. He was a damn good one too. He always went for 2. He didn't really like kicking field goals or extra points like that. He wanted to beat you. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to beat you senseless. They had a defense. They call themselves the 11-man posse. And well, you know what I'm talking about. Everyone know what I'm talking about, the 11-man posse. The 11-man posse, that was with Jesse Armstead, Derek Evans, Gary Evans, Patrick Williams. They had a slew of people on that defense. That defense that Carter had, that in the late 80s, every last one of them signed a D1. They went to either a Power 5 or a Group of 5 school. So, like, that defense was something else. Then the offense was timely passing, run the ball. Basically, Mr. Ford, they was they ran the ball down your throat until they feel like you couldn't stop it. And then they had this quarterback named Robert Hall. Robert Hall went to Texas Tech, played with Lloyd Hill. That's Roy Williams' brother.
Right.
Lloyd Hill at Texas Tech, played with Bam Morris.
Yeah, I remember Bam Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was a cerebral quarterback. Robert Hall and Devontae Kincaid is one and the same. They didn't like making mistakes. And I promise you could not beat that team. You could. Converse Justin, that's out of San Antonio, said they were going to be the closest team to beat them. They got drubbed in the state title game. Odessa Permian, they played Carter in the state semis in the rain down there at University of Texas, and they still couldn't do anything about it. The closest team that almost beat them, Mr. Ford, was Marshall. That's with Odell Beckham's daddy.
Right. Yeah.
And that was the closest game that they won. That was the closest game Carter won that year, 14-6.
Right.
And they played that game at Baylor. Yeah, that team, you couldn't beat that team. It just, Dallas football just started getting back up in like the last probably like 4 years, about 4 or 5 years with South Oak Cliff. Because, like I said, South Oak Cliff, the head coach that came from Coach Reginald Samples, that's over at Duncanville, he came over to SOC, took over from Coach Emmett Jones. Emmett Jones became the wide receiver coach at University of Kansas, and then he went over to Texas Tech with Joey McGuire, who was head coach over at Cedar Hill. So he turned the whole thing around. He turned it around. And the first thing they asked for, they said they needed everything to be fixed up in the high school. The students of the high school staged a walkout and voiced their concerns that the school should not be like that, that the city should not forget about them, that the district needed to do something. We're talking about, Mr. Ford, we're talking about rats, roaches in the basement. We're talking about mold and mildew. The whole school was falling apart.
And what's the name of this high school now?
South Oak Cliff.
South Oak Cliff. That's Larry Johnson, isn't it?
Larry Johnson is Skyline. South Oak Cliff. Okay. South Oak Cliff is, you know who this name is, Hollywood.
Henderson?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Hollywood Henderson with the South Oak Cliff. Deborah and Dennis Rodman came from South Oak Cliff.
Okay.
Darrell Arthur, we call him Shady, from South Oak Cliff. It's a lot of kids. We got a lot of people came from that school.
Yeah, because I've always heard about South Oak Cliff and Skyline and Carter.
And Carter. Kimball was the same way. Kimball was the same way when it came down to football.
Right.
Kimball and Carter ain't nothing but like 3 miles apart.
Now, have you heard the national story that they fired the principal at Yates in Houston?
No, my boy Los could tell me about that.
Yeah, that was one of the national stories today. It was an abrupt firing it was a lady principal at Yates High School in Houston. She was fired.
Oh man.
Yeah. Put in principal fired at Yates High School. It should come up for you.
Oh, okay, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was a national news today.
Jack Yates High
Yeah,
School principal
yeah,
fired. Okay, I'm about to. Oh yeah, he said it went national.
yeah. It went national.
Principal from one of the largest Houston Independent School District high schools has been relieved of the duties effective immediately.
Mhm.
According to officials, Tiffany Guillory was let go from the district sometime last week. The communications department stated the district did not provide specific reasoning for Guillory's removal and only shared that she had been let go due to a personnel matter. District officials sent the following letter to parents regarding the decision. Effective immediately, April Williams will serve as interim principal at Yates High School. Due to confidentiality laws, we cannot go into additional details regarding the situation. Please know that the district is committed to ensuring each student receives an effective education and will work to minimize any disruption to the educational environment.
Now, that's Roland Martin School, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Roland Martin, Isaiah Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's
And
not far from Texas Southern, isn't it? Isn't Yates close to Texas Southern?
Yates is around the corner from Texas Southern.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they're not gonna say they got a confidentiality thing on. They ain't gonna say nothing about why she got fired. So yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna do some more research on that one too.
Right.
Yep. But yeah, that sounds like yeah. Why would that go I don't even know why that go national. I don't know why it would go
Listen,
national because they
listen.
probably saying the reason why it's going national because of the fact that is something that's going. It probably has something going on with the school, and you fire her like.
I was about to say, anytime it's black and it's degreed black folk and it's people with power, if the national news don't get them, social media is gonna get them because they enjoy seeing black people who are in authority be brought down. They love that.
Mm-hmm.
And in this era of social media, like I said, if the national TV don't get you, social media will get you.
That's true. And if she was doing if she was doing any good at the school, then that's crazy that you let her go.
Michael Kemper said they saying that she was separating black students. Yeah, that's right. Ricky Winslow went to University of Houston. He came in after Clyde Drexler. I remember him. He was McDonald's All-American. Yeah, I remember Ricky Winslow. He came in after Clyde Drexler. They were after Phi Slamma Jamma.
I don't know why I don't remember that name. Ricky Winslow, man.
Yeah, he was McDonald's All-American. He was with Pearl Washington, Kenny Smith, Reggie Williams that went to Georgetown, Dallas Carnegie out of Philadelphia. He went to DePaul.
Oh
James
yeah,
Blackman.
Michael Young went to Yates too.
Yeah, that's right. Now Michael Young was with Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played for. Let's see, they went to the Final Four. I think 2 straight years. Yeah, they played for Guy Lewis. Yeah.
Guy V. Lewis.
He had them, and then before that he had Elvin Hayes and them. See, they broke one of them UCLA streaks down there in the Astrodome. What's the name? Them had like a 80-game winning streak in UCLA. Yeah. It was broken by University of Houston. They had Elvin Hayes. They called him the Big E.
Yep. Third Ward. Yates Third Ward.
Yeah, man. That's it. Third Ward. I remember when I came to Houston, I was a student at Grambling, baby. That's all they was hollering. Third Ward. Third Ward.
And there's a lot of rappers that came out of Third Ward.
Yeah, man. You know, the city of Houston is as large as the state of New Jersey.
Mm.
Yeah. It has more land than the state of New Jersey. That's Harris County, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Michael Young. I'm trying to figure out did they give him a nickname? Where he's at? No, he's just Michael Young. I think who is that? Larry Michaud.
Yeah, Mr. Mean. Called him Mr. Mean.
Yeah, that's
he was with them. He was with Akeem Olajuwon, and he was with Clyde Drexler and them. He went to the Kansas City Kings, I think it was.
Mm. Oh yeah, I remember Dexter Manley was from Yates too. I remember him.
Dexter Manley went to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a championship with the Washington Redskins.
Man, that's a
Used to be Dexter Manley, and the other boy on the other side was named Charles Mann.
Yep.
Yeah, them guys played for Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, they Yates got some. They got some alumni too, man.
Yeah, you had it was Yates. You had Phyllis Wheatley. It was a school called Worthy.
Yep.
Yeah. See all them schools right there? They used to feed Grambling. Eddie Robinson would always go to them schools and get kids. We done missed some of them, but I know it was Yates. It was Madison. Wasn't it one called Madison?
Yeah, that's Vince Young's school right there.
That's right. See, them kids used to come to Grambling. Cause see, Rob's program, people when they think of Grambling, they think that it was all Louisiana. No. That program was built off of Texas too.
Texas, yep.
And especially Houston and Dallas, because that's why they played in Dallas and they were playing in Houston. Like I told you the other night, when I was a student at Grambling, when Grambling would come to Houston, Texas Southern would take them to the Astrodome.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play on campus, they went to the Astrodome.
Yeah, you got Cashmere, Jones.
Yeah, that's right.
Booker T. Washington.
Yep.
What's trying to figure out I was about to say all that, but that's all day right there.
We said Phyllis Wheatley. We said Phyllis Wheatley, right?
Phyllis Wheatley, yeah.
That's right.
Wheatley,
I remember all them schools.
You got Worthing, Sharpstown.
Yeah.
Booker T. Washington. Yates. Trying to figure out other schools. Sterling, that's right. Sterling. See, them kids would also come to Grambling for school. They didn't necessarily come for education. I mean, for athletics, they would come down there for school. Yeah. Now, it used to be a really big rivalry when Southern University would come to Houston. That was a big crowd. Those crowds would sometimes go to Rice. Would go to Rice University. It was another place they would go. It wasn't to that soccer field. The Astrodome.
I know it was at Grambling would go to Astrodome, but Southern, I think they would play Southern at Rice. Because that was big, like during the 90s.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was real big in the 90s.
Felicia Rashad and her sister Debbie Allen went to Yates too.
Yeah, and then they left there and went to Howard University. Yeah. Because I think their dad was a medical doctor, a dentist, or something.
Yeah, man. That's yeah. Third Ward got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. They had a boy down there at Houston called him Machine Gun Kelly. They was something else back in them days, boy. Man.
Yeah, you got I'm gonna tell you, you'll know this name right here. Robert Hughes.
He was a coach or something, wasn't
he? Yep.
Hughes was it Texas Southern?
Forward Dunbar.
That's right. He the winningest coach of all time, I think, in high school basketball.
Yep.
That cat won over 1,000 games.
Yep.
Now, is he still living?
Robert Hughes, Coach Hughes, he passed away.
Okay, because he's
in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right. I remember him. Yeah, Fort Worth Dunbar. You're right. That's right. I remember him. Man, I remember USA Today did a whole thing, a feature on him once.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well, Doc, I'm gonna let it go, man. It's about it's 12:06 over here. I'm gonna let it go.
He didn't pass away. He's still alive. I forgot.
He's still living.
Alive. Yeah, he's still living. He's still staying in Fort Worth.
Oh man, how old is he now?
90.
Yeah, that's
94.
That's right. That's yeah. He's a living treasure, man.
Yeah, the only one to take a black school to win the state, and I am Turl, and then he took Dunbar, stop 6.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Everybody say you can't get this type of education on from somewhere else. You get this education on my channel.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What did they say? What?
They say you don't get this type of education about Black history, about HBCUs and Black high schools on no other channel but mine.
Yeah, man. Well, I want you to work on, when you get a chance, find out who's going to be the OC for Jackson State, because I got to know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the ear to the ground, but I know tomorrow I'm gonna be swamped because tomorrow is Christmas Eve at work, and they got crazy people. I don't feel like cussing nobody out tomorrow.
I know that's right. I'm gonna stay right here and watch. Listen, I'm watching NFL football tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I done ran into some people some Philadelphia Eagles fans today. So
listen, I work with several Philly people.
They in full effect. I told
yes,
them,
they are.
Look,
yes, they are.
I told them, I said, look, Monday morning, I'll be at work. I have a bucket for you to cry all your tears in when you lose. Listen,
they kind of crying up in Philly anyway. One of their cultural giants died, I think, yesterday. I don't know if this was before your time. Do you remember the Stylistics and it was the Stylistics, the Dramatics?
Yeah, I
it
know
was
about
the Spinners. You know about them?
Yeah.
Okay, the guy who was writing all the music for them, Tom Bale, he died yesterday. He was a member of that. The owners were called Gamble and Huff. The record label was called The Sound of Philadelphia, TSOP. And
my great uncle is the late Buster Smith, saxophonist. Okay. That's my great uncle right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Al, I think his name was Al Bale. Al Bale. Yeah, he died yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a cultural giant up there in Philadelphia.
Man, everybody losing a lot of people, man. So everybody put everybody in prayers. Mr. Ford, you go ahead because you said it's 12 o'clock now.
Yeah, man. Let me get in this bed.
And
you have a good night. When you coming back?
If I come back tomorrow, it'll be tomorrow afternoon before we I'm not doing anything Christmas Day because I'm gonna just see what Asai's gonna do tomorrow, see where he's gonna commit. And if wherever he commits, I know Sevion's gonna say something too.
Okay. All right. Have a good night now.
You too.
All right.
Yeah, everybody, I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all like this stream. Make sure y'all like this stream because we talk about football, we talk about recruiting and everything, but you don't get the type of history lesson about HBCUs and about Black high schools on anybody else's channel except for this channel. Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all share this to everybody and subscribe. We try to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's the road to 1K. We trying to get to we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the new year. trying to get it to before the new year. All right. So I'm gonna keep my ear to the floor to see who's gonna be the OC for Jackson State, and basically who is going to be the position coaches. But we won't know, probably won't know all about that until after Christmas. And just like I said, TC moves in silence, y'all. So he moves in silence. So we'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see what happens. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Like I said, make sure y'all become subscribers to the channel. I am on all platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook Live, and I'm also on Twitter. So if you haven't seen either one, you can check it out on all three of those platforms. If you're trying to catch me on Facebook, go under David E. Smith Douglas. I'm on there. That is my Facebook page. You'll find everything on there as far as on the Facebook Live. Twitter, y'all already know HBCU OverDrive on Twitter, and also here on Facebook on YouTube. Yeah, Mr. Ford come, man. Look, you don't get nothing better than it about history. So I thank everybody for rocking with me. It's late, like I said. It's tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Get in the bed, get some sleep, and be fresh in the morning, and try to get through my day. And you know, whatever Mr. Guthrie says tomorrow, where he goes, I'm gonna report it, and I'm gonna see if I get him on, and that will be my last show until probably Monday. So so y'all just bear with me. We'll start talking about some basketball. Yeah, man. Thank you. We talk about some basketball coming up. Like I said, Paul Quinn basketball is coming up for the new year. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about SWAC basketball, MEAC basketball. We're gonna get especially CIAA because man, they play some good basketball in that conference right there. So we'll get into all of that, y'all. So y'all have a good night. Like I said, I will put it in the thing. We'll get it to we'll try to go from there. Whatever I see, you know, what's going on, and you know, with what's going on and stuff like that. But make sure that y'all subscribe. Like I said, we on the road to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need 131 subscribers. If you know 131, if you know at least 5 people, just tell them to subscribe to the channel. It don't matter. Make up a email address for Google and just subscribe to the channel. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. We trying to get to this money, y'all. But like I said, I'm gonna be out of here until whatever tomorrow, what time, and we'll go from there. But I'm your guy, Doc Holliday. As always, this is HBCU OverDrive, where HBCUs matter. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I always say that all the time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit you comment you comment on the stream. Make sure you like the stream, get that algorithm up, and share it with people, and hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. This is the hottest HBCU podcast that's going on right now on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitter. It don't get no better than this, y'all. It does not get no better than this. But until then, y'all be blessed, y'all stay safe, and always, man, y'all stay dangerous. Peace.